beautiful sweet baby. So today we're going to be doing Baddies Caribbean episode 4. So this episode, pretty much like all the rest of the episodes, was definitely a Royal Rumble. But pretty much this was a Royal Rumble times 10. So let's just get straight into the episode. So this episode pretty much started with Natalie, Sapphire, and Scotty all sitting down and gossiping about the actions that happened the previous episode. So pretty much Sapphire was explaining how, Bianca was talking all that mess, but pretty much didn't want to, go down with her. And how even though, the situation ended the way it did, she's going to give her, that every time she sees her. And then pretty much the girls decided to talk about Gretchen as well. And it seems like everybody is all, in cohesion that Gretchen is just the problem. We then move on to Biggie, and she's pretty much hanging out with Meatball and Tinkerbella. They pretty much have the conversation that with them hanging out and everything like that, they think that, Gretchen's the problem. And then, Meatball actually expresses that she thinks that she does not like the way that Jayla came at Biggie. And then, Tinkerbella also expressed that, she's still not feeling Diamond the Body, and that, it's still going to be an issue with them too. And that, she feels like the issue was already resolved after they got down at the little audition. We then go to see Dia, Diamond the Body, and there's another girl, but her name is escaping me. The other girl's name is Slim Too Bad. So they're pretty much over here discussing at breakfast that they do not F with Gretchen. And then it seems like, Slim Too Bad and Dia are like besties at this point. Diamond the Body's like, girl, how y'all become besties and y'all literally just met? Like, y'all damn near just got into the house yesterday. And pretty much they kind of gang in on Diamond the Body. And they pretty much say like, girl, if the issue was y'all at the auditions, then that should have been squashed at the auditions. They pretty much was saying like there shouldn't have been no reason that whatever happened at the auditions, they brought it onto the show. Because they feel like, okay, well, now you're just trying to keep the storyline going. We then go back to Biggie, and Biggie actually gets on the phone with Tommy. And she pretty much claims that, she's going to have a conversation with her about pulling up later for when the girls meet up all together. Side note, I forgot to tell you guys this, but Natalie says that the girls are all going to hang out together and they're going to go to the beach and there's going to be a bonfire with all of the baddies plus the replacements. So while Tommy and Biggie are on the phone, pretty much Tommy says she can't, F with none of these girls. And while they're on the phone, Tommy's pretty much like, yeah, people act like me and Biggie's relationship is weird or whatever, but we're actually really cool friends. And, we pretty much talk every single day. So then we pretty much get to the bonfire. And here's where the chaos and destruction happens. So pretty much all the replacements walk in and Natalie's like, okay, you guys, these are the replacements. So if y'all don't be acting right and y'all not, doing what y'all supposed to be doing, then these are the girls that could possibly take your spot. The replacements was really trying hard to, prove themselves. And, as you could see, they're standing there like, who wants it? Before they tried to prove themselves, there's a situation that happens where Callie and Natalie, as well as Mariah, all kind of try to squash their beef. So Natalie pretty much calls out Callie and she's like, okay, Callie, you're on the show, but at the end of the day, you can't go around disrespecting and bullying me. Callie then pretty much says like, girl, I was not bullying nobody. I literally came in and I was bum rushed. And then Natalie, she pretty much rebuttals her and is like, girl, no, this is what you did. And I didn't like what you did. So Callie pretty much, defends herself and says like, no, this is what it was. I gave everybody a hug. I was nothing but respectful. But then all of y'all came up on me. So then Mariah comes forth and says, well, we still got beef too because, you spit on me. Callie actually comes forth. They have a conversation. She expresses what, Mariah did, the reason that she felt provoked to even spit on her in the first place. So then the two of them end up pretty much just talking, squashing the beef, hugging it out, and then they go about their business. And then Callie feels like she's on the wrong side, so she goes back to her designated side, which is not being a replacement, but actually being on the cast, which she's correct. Then here comes Gretchen's three-haired tired self. And she pretty much comes up and, has her conversation with Meatball because she feels like Meatball snuck her. And then, of course, Gretchen does the same stupid, silly crap that she did before that caused for everybody to not like her. So Jayla comes back up and she's like, okay, well, since you want to still do the same stuff, then we're going to go and tussle each and every time until you learn your lesson. Mind you, all of this is happening on the Claremont twins' birthday. So they're supposed to be on the beach having a good time, but they don't end up having a good time. And when the Claremont twins see that this is all that's going down, is pretty much everybody tussling, then they both feel like, okay, you know what? We don't need this. We're not going to do this ghetto crap. We're about to leave and celebrate our birthday in Miami. So while they're leaving and they're getting ready to go into the car, then here comes Tommy and she's like, oh, so what was the issue with y'all? I see that, y'all sat there and did something and then now all of a sudden, I'm blocked. The Claremont twins pretty much was like, girl, what are you talking about? You've been to our house. And then pretty much after that, they sit there and they talk about it. And the issue was Tommy sent something to somebody. It was pretty much alleged that she was trying to send it to somebody else, but she ended up sending it to the Claremont twins. So the Claremont twins thought that was messy. So that's why they ended up blocking her. And then after that whole situation, that's what, pretty much caused this. But pretty much at the end of the day, the Claremont twins was like, girl, we don't have no issues with you. It's nothing. They hug it out and they're like, we're cool. They really just act like they was like, girl, we just want you out of our face so we can go on about our day and celebrate our birthday. Because it's really not about you. So at this point, the replacements are all just like, okay, so who wants it? And they're all pretty much going up front trying to cause beef pretty much so then they can get into the house. And then I feel like this was a way for them to show like who has hands and who don't. It then ends up being a super huge situation with Callie and this girl. I don't really even know who all these girls are. I just know that there was a bunch of replacements girls. I have all their names written down, so I'm going to explain to you guys what all their names are, but I still don't know who this is. So the replacements is Big Kiva, Nunu, Wendell Lee, Jelly Bean, J.O., and Heaven Marie. And the only reason I know who Heaven Marie is because I felt like she looked like Ari. And Nunu, the only reason I know her is because she's AB's baby mother. So one of the craziest, showdowns that we've seen is when Callie went toe-to-toe with this girl right here. And she ended up pretty much bleeding this girl. I thought that this was Blueface and not Callie at one point. Because the way Callie was swinging, I was like, girl, Blueface must have taught you before you even came on the show and before he got locked up. If you guys are unaware, Blueface is actually Callie's little brother. And while all this chaos and destruction is happening, here comes Tommy out of no MFing where, and she comes gliding in on a horse. The next following week is just pretty much going to be more chaos and destruction, and we will be here for it. But before we get there, here's my thoughts. I'm still really confused as to why Gretchen has not just gone home yet. There shouldn't have been, any more, let's let Gretchen come back out. No, send her home. Callie truly did her big one with this whole situation. I like that she's not being a pushover. I don't know. The replacement girls seem cool, but, we really didn't get a chance to know their personalities. And it's kind of giving corny a little bit because all of them are pretty much just trying to boom, boom, boom with people rather than letting people get to know who they really are. It's like they're desperate for a spot in the house, which I don't really like. I must say that I truly don't blame the Claremont twins for dipping out because at the end of the day, it is y'all birthday and y'all wanted to have fun, not be around people doing the same crap that y'all seen them do the other day. In their whole situation with Tommy, I see why they just was like, girl, whatever it is, what it is, we cool. And I wouldn't be mad at them to still not be friends with Tommy after the whole situation because it really doesn't make sense that you was being messy and accidentally sent something to somebody and now you pressing them about a situation when you know you were being messy in the first place. I'm not going to lie, Tommy and Biggie's relationship is fake. I don't know why they keep trying to play like it's not fake, but it's fake. It's a fake friendship. I understand why Diamond the Body feels the way that she feels because if you get into an altercation with somebody, at the end of the day, you're going to want to keep doing your big one until you finally get your big one. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like these girls already chose their side of who they, F with more, and that's why they came at her the way they did. It seems like in this next episode, Biggie's actually going to press Natalie about why they're not getting to the bag, which that's a valid question. But that's my opinion. What's yours?